Professor, finally bluefin season has arrived.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. Literally, you are bringing the Speechless down to North Carolina, Oregon Inlet tomorrow, and then we're going to be fishing on the 2nd because the 1st looks like it's going to be a blowout. So January 2nd, and we're going to be creating these videos all month, but with our first full season, going for the bluefin, we have worries. We have things we're thinking about, I imagine.
Yeah, lots of them.
Lots of them. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. All right, Professor, worry number 1. Biggest thing on your mind is?
The inlet, of course.
The inlet. In fact, you just got off the phone and you're hearing the inlet has changed again.
Yeah. Completely. Not even the inlet, but it's on the other side of the bridge.
Right.
The west side of the bridge. So.
Right. Right. So, like, it's not just the, we say inlet, it's not just the inlet, it's where you go under the bridge, and then, of course, what path you take, because that's changing these days even too. It's just all over the place.
That's right, yeah.
People bumping bottom, be giving us calls. I mean, so that's going to be something that we're going to be worried about all winter long. And that's why it's important, as you say, to follow the locals and to trust the locals.
Yeah.
You're going to take the boat down tomorrow, and you're probably going to wait until somebody comes in. Is that right?
I'm going to try to. I'm going to poke around a little bit. I'll get up the tower and look around, and being elevated helps you see the shoals and everything.
Right.
But if I don't feel comfortable, I'm going to back right out, just sit around and wait for somebody to come through.
Yeah, better off waiting than regretting it. All right, so that's number 1, daggone inlet. Number 2 worry when we go into this bluefin season, sir, is what?
Well, the weather, really.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because it's a little different when it's cold out in the water temperature, you know what I mean? Being low. And, you know that you got the tide is lower in the wintertime on an average. That you have to worry about the inlet for that. But then, you know, the wind blows out of the northeast a lot, and it's bad for the inlet. And it's just, you know, creates high seas and stuff like that. So
Yeah, the weather, and I think they say, like, on average, less than half the days in a January are actually fishable. Right. In terms of what we could expect.
That's right. You don't, you know, the days are pretty short too, so you don't have a long period of time.
That's true. That's true.
Fish, so.
Right. So that's number 2, the weather, my friends. Number 3 worry as we head into bluefin season, Professor.
Keeping on the fish, finding the fish.
Finding the fish, because it's going to cost a lot of money, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It already has cost a lot of money.
It's cost us a lot of money, and you know, every time we leave that marina at Pirates Cove and go out to the grounds, at a minimum, we're spending $1,000 in fuel.
Yeah.
So that's just the fuel, not all the ballyhoo, and these are big ballyhoo.
Yeah.
You can spend
They come in 2-packs, and the normal ones that we use for yellowfin come in 12-pack.
Yeah, right. So they're expensive. Everything about bluefinning is expensive. And so the big hope is, of course, that we catch early and often. But we realize that it's not necessarily going to be the case. What would you say would be, in terms of catching, you know, season's probably going to end at the end of January. So we're talking less than a month max probably of season here. All right, maybe half those days are fishable, but we have no idea. In a perfect world, not a perfect world, but like, what's the goal? What's in your mind? I know you got a number in your head of bluefins that you really want to catch, and this we could play this back later, and it's either going to embarrass us or we're going to feel good about it. But let's put one out there right now.
Well, my realistic goal is to catch 10 of them.
10. We catch 10, we're going to be giddy.
Yeah, that's my goal. I mean, I want to catch 15, but who knows? We'll have 15 fishable days. You know what I mean? And if there is 15 fishable days, are you going to catch one every day?
That's right. And I know somebody's watching this right now laughing, saying, ain't no way they're going to catch 10. Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
But at least we're in the arena, baby. We're in the fight.
We are there in the fight.
We're in the fight. That's number 3. We got to catch the fish because it's going to be expensive. Number 4 worry for bluefin season, Professor.
Catching quality bluefin.
Quality. So it's not just the bluefin,
Yeah.
it's catching the quality bluefin. And in conjunction with that, a lot of our financial success is contingent on whether or not that bluefin goes to Japan.
Correct.
Or whether it's domestic. That makes a difference as well. And sometimes it's just the luck of like what they've already caught, what they've received, because we're dealing with the buyer. We're at the mercy of the buyer. We're not shipping them to Japan ourselves. And so hopefully the buyer is got everything together so that we can send it to Japan and get top dollar, but you still never know.
You never know.
You never know. And we could catch a monster and it could get us like $5 a pound if it's not quality meat. So hopefully we're gonna have some quality meat.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't know that for at least a couple weeks after each catch.
That's right.
Unlike the show, if you're watching Wicked Tuna, trust us, they don't tell you in the moment. It's not how it works.
Yeah, they'll tell you whether you have a quality fish or not, whether you handled it properly and stuff like that. But you don't know how much you're going to get.
Yeah, you don't know how until it goes to auction. All right, so that was number 4, high quality fish. Worry number 5, Professor, going into bluefin season.
We're going to be doing some overnight trips probably, and
Mhm.
that's a whole different world. Spending the night in the ocean, you know what I mean?
Different world.
Fishing at night and stuff.
Plus,
like
we
that.
haven't done that. You've
Yeah.
not attempted to rig a, what do you call it?
Stick bait.
Yeah, stick bait. Yeah, stick bait. And so these are things that we're going to have to learn. And just being out there at night's a little bit intimidating in and of itself.
Yeah. I mean, we travel plenty in the dark early in the mornings, but actually staying out there, you know, all night till you get a bite, doing some night fishing, coming back all the way back in the dark, you know. I mean, you might be fishing at 11 o'clock, 11 p.m., you know what I mean? Get a bite ready at 12 and get into the boat at 1 a.m. and
Just how it goes.
head on back, you know.
And to your point, these are short days, and so you can't just say, "Oh, we're going to head in at 2
Right,
o'clock." It's
right,
just
yeah.
not very realistic.
And plus, we're doing it to make money. So we have, myself is dependent upon this for income.
Yeah.
My son is dependent upon it for income. So we have to treat it just like a job, you know.
Got to treat it like a job, and we got to save where we can save.
That's right.
All right, so good one. That's number 5. Number 5 over 9. Number 6. Number 6 worry for bluefin season, Professor. You got any more?
Just being able to handle the pace. You know what I mean? It's it could be pretty taxing on you because you know you could catch a fish at 5 p.m. in the afternoon.
Right.
You know, it take you an hour to get it in, and then you got to cool it for an hour. You know, so here it is, 7 o'clock. You got to run the gauntlet, you know, to get it in by midnight to get it tagged, you know, for that day that you're fishing. And then if it's going to be pretty the next day, you got to turn and burn and get on back out.
It's unrelenting. It's a non-stop 30 days. Of course, again, depending on weather. But I think that's a really, really good one. So that's number 6 is the grind.
Yeah.
The grind of bluefin season. I'm sure we're in for it. Again, somebody's watching this saying, you don't even realize yet. Well, we're going to find out.
Yeah.
We're going to find out. And finally, number 7 worry of bluefin season. You got any more in your
I
mind?
think I pretty much covered them. You got anywhere?
One that I was thinking about is where we go, right? So, for example, are the fish south? How far south do we have to go? So it's going to be on my mind like, you know, unlike summertime when you have a lot more boats out there, especially, you know, in the heat of the season. The first couple of weeks of January, my anticipation is there's not going to be as big of a fleet that's going out there. And so you got to, that local help and knowledge, that can make a difference. But finding the fish, we don't have that big community yet. We're hoping to build it.
Right.
But that community of captains that are helping each other out, and that information, that knowledge does make a difference.
It does. It does. And what we're going to have to do is just go there and stay on the fish, improve ourselves.
Yes.
We're just as good as any of them. Not, you know, but it's just going to take work, you know.
That's all we can do. We're going to work, but you're going to be there with us. That's what's so exciting about this. We're so excited and just happy that you're on this journey. And we're just giddy like kids before Christmas Day right now. Headed out tomorrow morning. You're going to take it down. And then we're going to be out there again January 2nd. Of course, if you're watching this, we hope you like the video, subscribe, keep watching, because we're going to show you all that happens during January of 2023 bluefin season, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there's going to be a little bit of all of it. I'm certainly sure of that. And come join us this summer as well for a trip. You can book a trip offshore with this guy, Captain Ron Edwards, the professor himself, at speechlesssportfishing.com. And until the next time, everyone, as we always say, stay salty.